Hi everybody, I'm Jessie and today I'm going to read the story for you. The name of the story is The Arctic Fox. Once upon a time, there's an Arctic fox. She lives at the North Pole, but it's nothing to do today. That moment, the Arctic fox had a better an idea. She wants to explore to find a friend who likes to play. Just then, the Arctic fox going to find a friend in the North Pole because she wants a new friend how to play. Suddenly, the Arctic fox saw a human was in the snowscape, but he likes to friend. Then she calls a human that, "Do you want to play with me?" because he heard to her. Then the Arctic fox left out in the North Pole. All the humans' village lives in the small house, but she's going to around the world to find to play. Just then the Arctic fox saw a little girl was at in the skates, and she calls a little girl that likes to play. "Wait, is that an Arctic fox?" She said, "Hey, get out, I having training with." For that moment the Arctic fox was little sadness, and it's getting very dark. All the humans was walking in the snow mountain, and the Arctic fox was shivering in the night. And the next day the Arctic fox continued walking on the snow in the North Pole, but she's going to find a friend. Then the Arctic fox walking on the snow, but she's getting so tired, but she's getting very find a friend. Then the Arctic fox was so tired, but the North Pole was nothing to do today, and she's start to cry. Just then the Arctic fox saw a little penguin was waddling, and he saw Arctic fox crying and sadness. Then he asked to her, "Why are you crying, little guy?" He asked, "But I can be your friend," said the penguin. "Really?" said the Arctic fox. "Yeah, we can be go to around the world to place to go," said the penguin. "Here we go." Then they left out. Then the Arctic fox and the penguin was at in Machu Picchu, and they are going to find a friend. Then they are saw a mountain. The Machu Picchu was so cool. Then they are going to find a friend. Then the Arctic fox and the Arctic fox saw a llama was living in Machu Picchu. There saw Arctic fox and the penguin. "Hey, llama," called the Arctic fox, "can I be your friend?" "Yes." Then they are in Brazil. They are saw the towers, the statue, the mountains, and the beach, and the flying mobiles. Then they saw humans that speaking in Portuguese. Then they saw the view in the dark. The sky is purple dark. Then they are in the Japan, lots of city with the lights and the mountain too, and they are walking on the street. Then they are looking at the street, lots of humans speaking in Japanese, and saw in Tokyo lots of food and more. And so the Arctic fox, the penguin, the llama are having fun in Japan. There saw many things, and they are eating food in the robot restaurant, and the Arctic fox never going to miss the end of the story. It is so much fun, guys. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to press the bell to subscribe. Bye.